Hi, I randomly looked at the only two videos I've ever uploaded. I don't tend to do that kind of thing. But at the time, I'm living at Brentwood. I was a resident there for about 5 months. It was a 6-month to a 1-year facility. So it's long term. I didn't have anywhere to go. It was a family place. I could see my daughter there. Beautiful house, huge. It seemed like great. It was at first. I did well at first. But randomly I reviewed the videos, which I've always been like, oh God, why did I probably look dumb. And I reviewed them. I started commenting and elaborating on some things, and so that's all in the second video. In the course of that, I remembered like the most horrific Brentwood story. It's not mine. When I made the video, I was, up my own ass. And I honestly don't know if this necessarily happened right before or right after. But this story needs to be told a hell of a lot more than, some dumbass hitting me with a mop and taunting me and abusing me and fucking, she was really evil. Little southern bitch. I can't remember her name. I am going to use names that I do remember in this one because I am notifying CARF. I've decided that. And all of this is true. All of it's on the record. There's no slander. There's no anything. Very fucking true shit. So, I hope it's okay to use this lady's name because she's almost definitely gone. I want to tell her story and what happened to her at Brentwood because what the fuck? Okay, so we had this girl named Katie. Oh, everybody fucking loved Katie. And like I said, it was a long-term facility. She had been there about a year, give or take. I don't know exactly. Very long-term resident. And just a huge part of this community. When you live with people in this communal 30-person with their kids environment, you get really close. It's a family. This woman was like hardcore sister. Katie. Katie was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. She knew she wasn't going to make it. She's a beautiful little girl, the most amazing blonde hair, and she reminded me so much of my daughter, just spunky and just quick-witted, and loved her. I love them. We all loved them. And this poor woman's diagnosed with terminal cancer. She has months. We're all like, oh my God, how do we tell this little girl? Like, this is family. Terminal cancer, months to live. Her situation deteriorated, as it would. At one point, she was in the hospital for like a week. We didn't know if she was going to make it through, if she was coming home or not. She got the clear to come home. Mary, the owner, yeah, I'm using her name now. I can't think of her full name at the moment. Mary. This she's what's called a vulnerable narcissist. Not a thing I knew about. Your typical narcissist is very grandiose. A vulnerable narcissist likes to paint themselves as, oh, I'm very innocent and loving and everything is good, and anything bad that happens, I will just have all of my loyal subjects take care of for me because I'll tell them about the bad people and they will do my dirty work. It's a layman's definition of a real psychological condition called vulnerable narcissism. Well, that's Mary. Katie was the first one that told me Mary was evil, and I didn't believe her. I was still in that cocoon of, no, she means well. It's a business. There's a lot to juggle. And I was being abused, and she was allowing it, and I was still. That's what narcissists in general do. They fucking make you think you're crazy, you're wrong, they're right, you must be bad. It's so insidious. So poor Katie comes home. We're all excited. Mary doesn't like her cab driver for various fucking political reasons. I don't care. The driveway to Brentwood is extremely long. I guessed about a quarter of a mile off the top of my head. I'm talking really long. This woman, because Mary would not let the cab driver on the property, frail, 90 pounds at best, was forced to fucking walk a quarter of a mile from the road to the building. She gets there finally. We're all already up in arms, like, why the fuck? I understand she's upset with the cab driver we were using, but this is extenuating circumstances. No, he can't come on the property. Oh my fucking God. That was already bad. This poor woman finally comes home. This is her home. You have to understand, when you live somewhere that long, that's your home. She'd been there a year. She had her own private room, which was rare, with her and her daughter, and, decorations and shelves, and that's her goddamn home. She finally gets home from the hospital, terminal cancer, sick as a dog. Within an hour, Mary fucking kicked her out with no notice. Because the medication she was on for her terminal cancer, Mary deemed were not appropriate in that setting. Yes, she was on she was terminal, so it would have been morphine and even fentanyl and patches. I'm back there like I live there. They have very, very secure medication locking, so secure you can't get aspirin. But within an hour, she decides in the middle of the night to take this terminally ill cancer patient that had lived under her roof for a year, finally got home with her family. Her daughter kicked them out in the middle of the fucking night. 10 o'clock, 11, never to be seen from again. We had to pack her stuff. She never got to come home. We never got to say goodbye. How fucking cruel can you be, ma'am? Now that I, personally, after all these years of struggles, no goddamn thanks to you. You almost killed me, Mary. Very, very, very close. Never made an attempt on myself for the record or anything, but oh my God, I was beyond devastated when they kicked me out for literally no reason. Literal. We had people on the phones and just everybody's mind was blown. Like, what is this? Nobody can make sense. Fuck all the shit she put me through. You took our sister from her home with that beautiful little girl as she was dying and threw her out on the street. You're a monster. And now that I am safe and established, as soon as I can, maybe right now, I feel like getting up right now, I'm going to go ahead and file CARF. I wasn't able to do it before. I was homeless and devastated. I'm going to file for Katie. She deserves that. We love you, Katie. If anyone happens upon us that was there with us, me and Katie during that time, I hope that I'm doing y'all proud, because y'all know what they did to her, and it wasn't right. And like I said, reviewing the videos, fuck my story. I've thought about Katie and her daughter so much. But in the framework of justice, what I went through versus that, my story don't mean shit. I'm gonna file for Katie. Fuck you, Mary. Everybody else run. She's heartless and sick. And your life isn't safe. Not at Brentwood. Not with Mary. Bye.